Today we'll be going through a character build of the Hag Hunter, a hobgoblin who refuses to submit to the calling and has made their purpose in life to destroy hags and their covens. Hi, I'm Yorvo and I'll be going through the core features of the build and discuss the decisions why they were chosen. We have a Changeling, the daughter of a hobgoblin and a hag. Before the Hag Hunter was born, she was transformed into a moon May by a night hag. Abandoned to be raised by hobgoblins, the Hag Hunter was raised in a militaristic nation of Oprak. At first level, the Dream May represents the innate magical prowess that they're commonly associated with night hags. At 5th level, a feat called is the struggle the Hag Hunter has constantly to the supernatural forces that draw them to their mother hag to undergo the final transformation. At 9th level, Mistchild increases the flat DC to strike the Hag Hunter when she is concealed or hidden. The Ward is the background of the Hag Hunter. As she was abandoned to the hobgoblins in Oprak, they took her in, but as she did not belong to any hobgoblins, her needs were met until she was old enough to look after herself. The Hag Hunter knew she was a changeling when she was experiencing the calling. Thankfully to her militaristic upbringing, she had enough discipline to fight against the supernatural forces. As her true nature was revealed to her, the Hag Hunter eventually found herself following Norgabur. The Hag Hunter follows Norgabur's aspect as Father Skinshaw. Those who follow Father Skinshaw are brutal and heartless killers, which the Hag Hunter had to be to slaughter covens and lone hags. The base class is a monk and we'll be going through the Clinging Shadow stance. This stance isn't available until level 8. The other feats have been chosen to supplement the Hag Hunter's unarmed strike as she goes around clearing out hags and covens. Key Strike in combination with Flurry Blows can increase the damage output by adding an additional d6 of damage and increasing the attack modifier to hit. Stunning Fist is activated if both hits from the Flurry Blows connect. Getting critical and potentially applying a stun 3 can stop a hag from casting one of their many devastating spells. The Clinging Shadow Initiate grants us the Clinging Shadow stance. This stance changes our unarmed attacks to deal 1d4 points of negative damage, grant us reach, and the ability to grapple. Having this reach will work well with the reaction options available with our Archetype. Disrupt Key grants us the opportunity to deal persistent negative damage and the Enfeeble condition. The Enfeeble condition helps against more physically inclined hags such as the Annis hags. Stance Savant is an option to maximize an ambush against some hags. By going into the Clinging Shadow stance at the start of the combat, movement and Disrupt Key can be used immediately. Shadow's Web is an option if the Hag Hunter is surrounded by a coven of hags, especially Annis hags who are up in her face. Bursting from the Hag Hunter, the Shadow's Web key spell will deal damage, but more importantly, depending on how poorly the hag's fortitude saves were, will determine the severity of Enfeeble and potentially stun and immobilize them. The Hag Hunter has a Barbarian dedication and has a Superstition instinct. Shake It Off can reduce the effectiveness of spells that cause a frightened and sicken condition down to nothing depending on the dice roll. This will help the Hag Hunter avoid some crowd control spells that would otherwise cripple her in combat. The Instinct for Superstition grants Barbarians a bonus for their saves against magic and will help when fighting hags, regaining health every 10 minutes and increasing the rage static damage against spellcasters. The Advanced Fury Mage Hunter is a reaction ability to give the Hag Hunter a chance to disrupt spellcasting. With the reach, the Hag Hunter can strike at hags who believe they are safe from attacks of opportunity. Silencing Strike is another anti-caster option with the potential for hags to waste their spells that have a verbal component. The added bonus on a failure and a critical failure is applying the stun condition. Here is our stat spread. With the Goblin's base ancestry granting us penalties to wisdom and bonuses to constitution and intelligence, our initial combat scores have been severely hampered, but fortunately the gap closes compared to an optimized ancestry at higher levels. And here we have the feat progression. The The skills beneficial for the Hag Hunter are Occultism and Stealth. The Occultism skill was selected as most hags have their spells come innately from the Occultism branch of magic. The recognized spell reaction with a critical can increase the chance of avoiding a failed save or even worse, a critical fail save. Quick Recognition upgrades the recognized spell to be a free action, allowing us to use the Mage Hunter reaction in attempts to disrupt the spell before it goes off. With the Stealth tree, it will help the Hag Hunter enter covens discreetly, picking off hags one by one to prevent them from grouping up and combining their powers. Shadow markers to avoid alerting the hag to the Hag Hunter's presence or tracking them back to their lair. Swift Sneak is to keep up with the hag as they have general humanoid movement speeds. And Legendary Sneak will be helpful as becoming hidden without cover will cause some of the hag's single target spells to miss. This is further improved upon the Mistchild feature, changing the flat check to 12. On to equipment. For offenses, we are taking the hand wraps of Mighty Blows to increase the number of damage dice with the Clinging Shadow stance. Rage, Instinct, and Weapon Specialization will also increase the static damage each strike and flurry blows deals. As with our stat spread impacting on our final dexterity score, having expert in unarmed equipment helps boost the Hag Hunter's AC to be comparable with other classes such as a fighter and barbarian. Fighting against hags will require a variety of tactics, especially since there are few types. The 4 types available in the bestiary are from the weakest to the strongest: Sea Hags, Green Hags, Anise Hags, and Dream Hags. Sea Hags don't have much spellcasting capability if they haven't formed a coven. Their main disruptive feature is Dread Gaze that can cause a frightened condition. The Hag Hunter has a Shake It Off class feature to fight it off, and it would be recommended to focus on improving the will save with a Path of Perfection class feature and get it to legendary proficiency. When fighting against green hags, their most deadly feature is the enfeebling humours, which can be applied through a cone breath, claws, and a simple touch if the hag hunter wasn't aware that it was a green hag. Using the shadow web to immobilize the green hag to reduce the hag from getting into an ideal position to use the exhale miasma feature. The hag hunter can use the disrupt key to hopefully kill it with persistent negative damage while striking it with reach to avoid the claw attacks. Having access to Legendary Sneak for the flat check against strikes will aid the Hag Hunter from suffering enfeebling humours. The Anise Hag can use the Bonds of Iron feature that summons an iron cage at range. This cage attempts a grapple check. We will be using our unarmed strike modifier as our escape attempt, which will get bonuses from the hand wraps of Mighty Blows. The Night Hag, currently the strongest hag available in the bestiaries. They are particularly dangerous as they have access to Dominate if they are in a coven, and a number of occult spells like Shadow Blast. The Superstitious Instinct will be on full display here, whether it is using Mage Hunter to disrupt spells, Silencing Strike to further apply penalties to spellcasting, or dealing increased static damage with the Instinct. And here we have a summary of all the chosen feats, skills, and equipment discussed in today's video. We also have character sheets available in the description box below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like and subscribe. Also comment your thoughts on the Hag Hunter below. Till next time.